Theatre, where it's been hailed as satire at its best, a clever script and brave. Well, that's award-winning playwright Mike van Graan's production titled Pay Back the Curry, which runs at the Baxter Theater in Cape Town until the 27th of August. Van Graan has roped in the services of Siv Ngesi as a producer, Rob van Vuuren as the director, and the multi-talented Daniel Richards, who is the lead. Pay Back the Curry has just returned from the National Arts Festival in Grahamstown. Van Graan joins us now from our Sea Point studios. Tell us more about Pay Back the Curry before it heads to Kalk Bay Theatre from the 30th of August to the 10th of September. Mike, good morning. So good to see you. A warm welcome to Morning Live.
Hey, thanks very much for having me so early in the morning.
Let's give background into Pay Back the Curry. What inspired this production?
Well, a few years ago when we won the bid to host the 2010 World Cup, I started a series called Bafana Republic, which was very much about one person, a young person under the age of 25, been given a platform to do a variety of sketches that would really use sport as entry points to make satirical commentary about contemporary South African society. And I did 3 editions of those at that time, 2007, 2008, 2009. And each year we would use a different actor and a different director and a completely different script as well. And since then I haven't really done anything in this particular satirical mode, and I think where our country is right now with so much happening, there's just so much happening on the political landscape that it just cried out for a new satirical piece. And a couple of years ago I was commissioned by Siv Ngesi, who is now the producer of the show, to do a stand-up comedy piece for him, which I did. And then he became this big celebrity. He was invited to become, take part in So You Think You Can Dance, and he got a few other kinds of gigs to participate in as well. So he couldn't do the show. And we found this guy, Daniel Richards, to do this stand-up comedy. And through the course of the rehearsal, we realized just how talented this guy was. And I said to him, one day I'm going to write you a piece that just displays your range of talents, your singing voice, your ability to do poetry, your ability to do different accents. And so here we are, Pay Back the Curry, and it's Daniel's platform to show off what he can do.
All right, talk to us about the response from the National Arts Festival. How was that?
That was pretty amazing. At the National Arts Festival on the Fringe, we are really competing with at least 250 other productions just on the Fringe, and then of course there are the main productions as well. So in a very competitive market, normally what happens is that you do your first couple of shows, and if it's really good, then word of mouth gets out, and by the end of it, you may be playing to decent houses. We had our first house sold out before we even got there. And from then on, every single show was kind of sold out. And so the word of mouth about the show was incredibly positive. And I think it had to do with a range of different things. It had to do with the fact that so many of the topics that we were addressing were completely contemporary. People were loving the commentary on those topics as well. And then, of course, people were just blown away by Daniel's performance. And that's kind of the momentum that, as we're building on that momentum, we're now going into the Baxter run and the Kalk Bay run, as you mentioned as well.
I mean, and the production has been hailed as satire at its best, a clever script and brave. In your opinion, is that a true reflection of what you were trying to achieve?
Well, I must say we cheat a little bit. We call it satire. We say it's a satirical review. And of course, there is quite a number of satirical elements within it, and then just some pure comedy. But then there are also some very serious elements. There's a poem, that has to do with xenophobia that is really a rip-off of Thabo Mbeki's I'm an African speech. And then there's another speech about corrective rape done by a woman footballer. 2 very dramatic and powerful moments within the piece, which many people have responded very warmly and very generously to. But those are pieces that you wouldn't normally associate with a satirical review. So in a sense, the satire or the comedy within the piece as a whole allows us to do things that are a little bit more dramatic as well. So I would say, it is a satirical review in essence, but it allows us to do a whole range of other things as well.
And I mean, the significance of Pay Back the Curry. Talk to us about that. We understand where it comes from Pay Back the Money, but why curry of all things?
That's a good question. I mean, I think if you know what it's like when you have to apply to the National Arts Festival in February, and you have to have a title of a play, and this is before the play has actually been written. And so that's kind of what happened to me. I had to submit a title to them. And normally how these things work is that we did some research into why it was that people came to see the show in Grahamstown. The first thing that people said was it was comedy. It was in the comedy genre. The second major reason why people bought tickets, they said, was because of the title, which is like very weird, but it shows the importance of having a title that is provocative, that is catchy and the like. And where this particular one comes from, obviously it comes from the whole pay back the money issue. But there was a press conference that Julius Malema also gave one day where he said that we are not going to allow, this was at the time that the whole controversy around the Guptas arose. And he said, we're not going to allow this country to be sold over a plate of curry. And I think that kind of just, sparked off this particular title, Pay Back the Curry. And there was in fact one theatre management that said to me, look, we'll take this play just on the basis of the title. So I suppose it's kind of worked for us.
Yeah. All right. Mike, thank you so much for spending the morning with us. Mike van Graan, award-winning playwright. He's the writer of Pay Back the Curry, which is on at the Baxter Theatre until the 27th of August. And then will be followed by a short run at the Kalk Bay Theatre, also in Cape Town from the 30th of August to the 10th of September. All right.